Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So, when it comes to gaming, sometimes a lot of games are based on IPs, also known as intellectual properties. Today's game is an example of that. We've talked about other games that are based on movies, like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and other things. Today's video is on the Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. It also includes the classic 2004 game, Escape from Butcher Bay, the Chronicles, which is also on the game disc. So, and it's also developed by Atari. And who also did it? What game did Atari also do? Let's think. Why, of course, Ghostbusters, the video game for PS3 and Xbox. So I guess in a way, we are in good hands. I'm being silly. I'm sorry. But before we get into that, I'm gonna say I have not seen most of the Riddick movies. I have not. So most of my knowledge about the thing is that Riddick is he can see in the dark, and he has like sunglasses he uses, and he's sort of a wanted man, and he is a mercenary. Yeah, that's about as much as I know about Riddick. Supposedly both games are prequel. Well, actually, Butcher Bay is a prequel to the movie Pitch Black, and I'm guessing Assault on Dark Athena takes place Dark Athena takes place after this game. So yeah, two games all in one for the price of, I don't know. This was previously owned by, so yeah, I get these games from Amazon. So let's go ahead and start talking about Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena / Escape from Butcher Bay. The duology. So in Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena / Escape from Butcher Bay, the duology, in the first game, Escape from Butcher Bay, you are basically put into a maximum prison. Basically picture, what was it, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger prison movie? That movie, basically you're trying to get out of a prison, and then suddenly you are able to activate your powers, and also have to try to escape. I gotta say, at the same time, that game is easy, but at the same time, one of the issues but it was just one thing I thought of though, was during the gameplay at certain times, like when suddenly you're up against the road and you do not have a gun anymore, because in the game, security, when you suddenly think, yes, I get a gun, and then suddenly you're like, say, you can't use the gun because, the game does basically, if you use one of the guard guns, basically it will shock you because it's not registered to Riddick. So yeah, that's what happens. And yeah, it can be, so then you're suddenly having to run around, or sometimes you're having to do stealth-based things, and stealth is pretty cool, I suppose. If you're good at it. If you're not a big fan of stealth-based games or anything like that, I mean, if you can do stealth well, yeah. I mean, times when you can do stealth pretty well, especially when it's in the dark, it can be done pretty well. I mean, yeah, the game is actually, the Butcher Bay is actually a really fun game. The voice acting was from Vin Diesel, Steve Blum. Steve Blum is actually in the game. So yeah, awesome. Makes the game 10 times better because of him. And yeah, I've got to say, even since the game was updated, the game has a more polished feel. And keep in mind, I had never played either of these games until now, so yeah, that's just giving you some groundwork to know what we're working with. So, yeah, one thing I will say that I do like is the fact that a lot of this game has a bit of a horror atmosphere kind of feel to it. And the fact that, like, you know, sometimes, like, you are hiding or you are having to run away from enemies until you are able to get weapons. Because sometimes you have moments where, like, you don't have a gun and the enemy does, so you just feel like you say shoot, or you're gonna have to get the enemy come to you. And sometimes there's cases where they have mech suits and you just have a bat, or you just have your fists. That can be infuriating. But I mean, overall, yeah, Butcher Bay is a pretty good game. Dark Athena is the sequel. It takes place on another ship, where it's basically it's a woman and she just rules with an iron fist. And yeah, she's basically trying to go get me, Riddick. And basically, as Riddick, you're trying to not get caught and do another escape. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm curious of how these games are connected to the films. And also, since I have now played these games, it makes me feel like maybe I'll check out these movies. Maybe I'll check them out. Perhaps they're pretty good. I know that there's like at least Riddick. Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick. There's another one, and then there's just Riddick. And then there was an anime-based one, which was, Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Athena, I believe. So yeah, I believe that was that one. So yeah, and Vin Diesel does all those films. I guess the only flaws I can think about these games are, I guess there are certain moments where I'm just saying, like, say, I wish there was, like, a way to show, okay, now that you have done this and this and this, where do I go? Because at certain points in the game, I would get lost, and at certain times when you're just like, say, I don't want to be lost, I just want to play the game, and you're just like, sometimes you're just thinking, in games, you're thinking, I'm lost, I don't know where to go, I'm tired of this, I'm wanting to go to bed, and all that. Yeah, sometimes you're just saying, like, can I get a hint button, or, like, say, sometimes in a map, where it'll just, like, say, go here, stupid. That's kind of, like, what I'm, like, sometimes I will like at times, because, you know, that's just who I am as a gamer. Sometimes I like a little bit of a hint to say, okay, you've done this. I mean, sometimes it will say, hey, go find this character, or go find this character. And sometimes when it comes to that scenario, it's, some characters are a little bit close by. And, so yeah, I've gotta say, they're both, good games. They have a bit of a horror vibe, which I kind of like, and I thought that works out pretty well. But what do you guys think? Do you think these are good games? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Let us know. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.